I love that. That's so, here we go. All right, perfect. Guys, welcome to our Team and Power call tonight. Tonight we have our guest speaker, 4-star diamond, y'all, Kinleigh Severns. Am I saying that right? Okay, perfect. So Kinleigh Severns is from Illinois. A lot of her team is on here tonight to support her, which is pretty awesome. I love that. So if you don't know her, you might be new, and that's why you don't know who she is. So way back at Nashville Convention, which guys was 15 months ago, Kinleigh was a senior ruby 15 months ago. Today she's a 4-star diamond. Holy moly. So I'm going to kind of do an interview with her and then just open it up for some questions if you guys have that after the interview, if that's okay. So if everybody just make sure that you're muted so we can hear Kinleigh and everything she has to say. I think there's just, well, Amy, you could do that. Right? Okay. All right. So let's get started. So Kinleigh, I want you to introduce yourself and tell me a little bit. So this is business focused, so I want to know like how you were introduced to Plexus and how you got started with the business.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. So when I started Plexus, it was for the products. I had seen a friend, keep sharing about the pink drink. I kept being like, I kind of was in one of those phases where I think we've all gotten. I had my second baby like 4 years prior. COVID had happened. It was just like, I just was in like a yuck place. And I really, really wanted something to feel better. And I kept seeing her post this, and I would message her and I would be like, okay, I'm interested. And then I would be like, never mind. And I would do what we hate people do to us, right? I would like back away and ignore her messages. So finally she did some sort of giveaway and I won it. I won like a free triplex system. I think she planned the whole thing. I tell her that all the time. I'm like, I think you planned it. She's like, I swear you won fair and square. I'm like, you knew what you were doing. But I won a free triplex. And that is literally, I promise you, I do not think I would have started if I didn't win that first free month. I really don't think I would have, which is insane. I'm not saying to go buy people triplex, by the way. But it was all I had to do was like, comment, and share her post, and I was entered to win a free triplex. I won it. I loved it, pretty quickly. I feel like the pink drink at least makes you like feel good, even if you're not dropping weight, you're not doing that, you're feeling good from it. So I started feeling good. And she just was kind of like, well, why don't you share about it? And I was like, no, 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 I'll host parties for you. Like, I'm very much like, I've always supported people that do MLMs. I've never done one. I've always hosted every party under the sun, whether it's online, at my house, whatever. I'm like, I'm not against it at all. I just was like, I don't have time, right? Like everybody, I don't have time. I work 60 hours a week doing hair. I have 2 kids. I have a beautiful home and I have everything I need. I don't really need for anything. And she just kept being like, there's nothing in life that you want that you can't have right now, like nothing. And I'm like, well, I mean, I would love to be able to like buy whatever home decor I want, like at the drop of a hat. And I would love an in-ground pool. I mean, are we talking like dreams? And she's like, yes, we're talking dreams. I'm like, well, yeah, I would love those things. And with my life right now, I couldn't get those. And so it kind of just, it started there with her vision casting to me like, okay, so those things you're talking about wanting, you could get those with this. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to find the time? Working all the time I'm working, my kids have sports, blah, 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 blah. And it just, her and Jen, like Demi and Jen are my 2 uplines. And they just casted a vision for me that I couldn't turn down. It was just a lot of being, and then it was, I started posting whatever. And I didn't know, I was like, you know what, 500 extra bucks a month would be awesome. So it kind of started out like that for a little bit. And then, 'cause, like, I didn't hit all the fast starts or anything, like I went fast, but I didn't hit all the fast. It took me from when I started, let's see, I started in May of 2022. And when I went to convention, that was 2023, right? Nashville. So I was a senior Ruby May, June, July, a year and 2 months after starting. So it's not like I went, like I just had a girl go Emerald in 8 months. That wasn't my journey. I didn't go that fast. But what I did do was from senior Ruby to Diamond, I went really fast. And a huge part of that was building that momentum, casting that vision, finding that confidence. I definitely, by senior gold, I was like, I'm going to be a Diamond. Like there was no question. And then after Nashville, my first convention, I was like, I literally will be on that stage. Like I literally sat there and I was like, they will ask me to speak. I will be on that stage. I will be a Diamond next year. And all of it came true. And not by some miracle, you guys, not because I'm lucky, not because I have a big following. I'm not an influencer. I'm not anything special. I'm from a small town because I wanted it and I was coachable and I showed up. And like my Emerald Hillary said today, she made a video for Plexus and she said, when my uplines said jump, I said how high. And that's exactly what I did. And I put my own spin on it, of course. Like if you know me yet, or you follow me on social media, you know I am who I am, like through and through. There's no shame. I show up authentically. I am who I am, but I was also very coachable. And that is how I got, that momentum of, I just, I'm like, I want it. And I always tell people now, I'm like, if you want it, I have the recipe. You just have to put in the other half of it. And that's how I'm creating, I just created my fourth jewel last month, and it's been the best journey ever.
Yeah, it really is just absolutely amazing to watch your journey. So I know that you have a busy life. You've got two littles, so cute. Don't you own your own hair salon as well?
Yeah, so I have a hair salon in my basement actually. So I do. It's like connected to my house, but it's like a whole salon. And I've been doing hair for almost 18 years now, and I have a full clientele. I was doing all the way up until between Sapphire and Diamond. I was doing hair 60 hours a week still. So I mean, if you do hair or you do, massage or esthetician work, you know that like when you're in the middle of doing that, I can't be on my phone, right? I'm not at a desk job where I can sit on my phone all day in Plexus. So I had to work it in. I sacrificed a lot, right? I sacrificed time with friends. I sacrificed time with extended family to be, because the most important thing to me is my family that's in this household, right? And I love my sister's on here, obviously. I love my family, but Ashley will even know, like I sacrificed a lot. Like, I got, a little bit of people being like, you're always on your phone, you're always on your phone. And it's like, listen, I am building something. This is so important to me. And with this, I'm going to be able to do less hair. With this, I'm going to be able to be more present. I've made those sacrifices in the short term to have this long-term vision that I know will. And another thing about doing hair, most of the time you don't have retirement, you don't get paid sick time, you don't get vacation time, we don't get any of that usually. So it's just all of those things combined was just like I had this vision, and I was just like, and now right now I'm working like about 35 hours a week doing hair, which that's probably a normal work week for most people, but for me it's barely any. And next month I've already made my books down one more day. So it's like I'm slowly phasing that out, and I'm able to do that because of this. I can do hair basically when I feel like it now?
Right. That is amazing. So that's what time freedom
Yep.
is right there. Right there. That's amazing. And you still love to do hair. So you don't want to give it up altogether, right? You still have a passion for it, but
Yep.
this is way better.
It is. I'm sorry. I'll tell my clients. I was just telling my client, she's one of my really good friends too, but I was telling her today, I said, I'm not going to lie to you right now. Like I'm loving doing your hair right now. You're one of my best friends. But like when I sit and think to myself, if I have a full day of doing hair or I have a day where I'm off and I just get to do Plexus and sit on my couch and drink coffee or pink drink, I pick the one where I sit on my couch all day and go take a walk if
Yeah.
I feel like it, work out midday if I feel like it. It is like if I could quit hair at any time. I'm not, but I'm phasing it out because I'm kind of a people pleaser, and I love my clients and I don't want to just boom, but I'm definitely phasing it out because I can, and life is short.
Sure. Sure. So you've been afforded a lot of time freedom, obviously. And what about the financial aspect of this Plexus opportunity? What has it done for you and your family?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's life changing. I mean, so before I started Plexus, which I feel like it was like placed in my life for a reason, my husband had worked for Walgreens for 14 years as a store manager. And like any corporate job, you guys overworked and underpaid. Worked
Sure.
holidays for a good majority of that career leading up to, a certain point. And it just I look back and I'm like, man, what a sacrifice working a corporate job like that is at times for your life. Like he missed holidays, I mean, it's insane to me. And so he quit that and got a different job. And then that job was just like even worse, it was just like, man, these jobs are horrible. And it got to a point where I was just like, hey, and again, this was before Plexus. Quit your job. That's when I started doing hair like 60 hours a week. I was like, I will do hair. We ran the numbers. I will do hair this amount a week. We can make up for that income. We, got insurance. We got rid of certain bills. We budgeted for all that. And it was like we lived a really tight budget. And it was worth it because we had him here. He was here. He does like stock
Yeah.
market trading and stuff like that. So It gave him time to really pour into that passion. And I was like, it is worth it to me. I was like, you're going to have to like, he's always helped around the house. He's always done as much as me. We always, we're a team. But I was like, you're going to literally have to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, and he's like, I mean, he still takes over. He's out there cooking dinner right now. Um, it, we couldn't do all of this without each other. So fast forward a little bit, Plexus enters, and it was just like, we were not able to go on vacations. We were not able to have those extras. It just wasn't in the budget. We weren't able to, we had to only go out to dinner maybe once a week, once every other week. Like we made those sacrifices and those choices. But Plexus brought this whole, I mean, it's like our lives turned upside down because it was like we went from that to, okay, soon, not right away, but soon, here's my long-term goals, right? I don't have to do hair that often. I mean, if any of you have heard me talk about Josh, he runs all my numbers and does a bunch of back office stuff for me. I literally couldn't do this without him. He is how I was able to work 60 hours a week doing hair and build this business. But it's changed our lives. I mean, financially,
Yeah.
we get to travel, we get to do amazing things, and it's life changer.
Yeah. So you have a lot less stress, a lot more time together, and you have a lot more experiences that you're able to, right? To do
Absolutely.
because of
Especially like,
this.
yep.
Because of
And
this.
my kids, if
Yeah.
you've seen me on trips, my kids are on every trip with us.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. Yeah, it's changed our lives.
Um, what is your why, Kinleigh?
Oh, well, my why has changed. When I started, my why was very, very materialistic. It was truly like, because I didn't really quite grasp how much I needed it outside of this. It was literally like getting a pool. Like that was seriously what my why was to start. I was like, I want an in-ground pool. This is the only way I've wanted an in-ground pool since I was a kid. Like I know that again, that seems so materialistic. There are people that are like, my why is I want to feed my family. Like, and those are so beautiful and they make you cry. And I'm like, ew, my why is so rude. It's an in-ground pool. What a brat. But it's such this like childhood thing. Like I always remember like wishing my parents would get a pool. And we had me and my siblings were raised a very privileged life. We lived a very beautiful life. But it was something I've always wanted that I felt like was unattainable. So that's where my why started.
Yeah.
My why now is so different, and it's it's definitely I'm not going to lie, I like money and I like nice stuff, but like my why now is literally like I want to help as many women like get away from a job that they absolutely hate, or be home with their babies, or if they don't have kids, that's fine too, or even if they love their career, I want them to be able to travel and do all these things that they couldn't do before. So like my passions shifted from like making people feel good on the products, which I still love, we all love that. My passion now is literally getting as many women and men, if they want, we know men are harder with this, to earn like a six-figure or above income and drastically change their families' lives.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to do a lot of that for sure. And what is your ultimate goal? I feel like I've heard it, but I know that you want to have more jewels than Celeste, and I think that's going to happen.
I know, I love her so much. I'm like, Celeste, thank you for setting the bar so high. I would love to be like a 15-star diamond, but it's very hard. It's very hard. It's a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
work.
sure, sure is.
But I would love to do it. How long it'll take, I don't know, but I would love to do it.
Um, it's going to happen.
Mhm.
I have absolute confidence in you, Kinleigh. So can you share any mistakes that you've made along the way that might help us?
Um, I think, and I don't know that anything you do in life, especially with this, is necessarily a mistake, because I think everything is part of like growth. And I think maybe like taking what my uplines had to say as them being mean versus them really trying to help me. Especially when I was going for such big goals and it was a lot to take on. I think I let a lot of it emotionally get to me and give me unneeded anxiety. Um, but I'm very emotional, and I think that that's something that I've grown so much. That's another thing with this business and this experience. I feel like emotionally, I have grown like leaps and bounds. I mean, I used to cry weekly almost daily randomly because I was just so overwhelmed with like, and it wasn't always bad tears, right? Sometimes it was joyful tears. Sometimes it was so many emotions. And I think sometimes I let that overwhelm me more than it should have.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
now where I'm at now, looking back, I understand what they were saying in certain situations. I understand
Yeah.
that they were genuinely wanting me to succeed. It's just so hard to see when, I think I've always been someone who can easily get like on the defense a little bit. And that's something I had to work on. So I think that that is
Mhm.
probably one of the things that, and again, I don't even know that it would be a mistake. I think it's just a part of the process that made me learn and grow as a human being, honestly.
So I think that people just assume that you have not struggled in this business, and I think that's probably wrong. Correct?
Oh, it's completely wrong.
Yeah.
And again, I sacrificed a lot. Like people, there's so many good quotes out there, but people want what you have, but they don't want to do the work you did.
Sure.
You guys, I still, okay, I'm a diamond. You don't just get to coast when you're a diamond. I hate to break it to you. It gets harder and it's a different hard, okay? It's a totally different hard, but it's another hard. And being a diamond is emotional because I am, I have a very wide team of amazing, amazing leaders and upcoming leaders and it I'm spread very far, which actually I handle pretty dang well, but I feel like it just puts a whole nother, you're leading so many different personality types and you're trying to I'm a people pleaser a little bit and I'm trying to make everybody feel comfortable, but at the end of the day I have to remember that I know that I am leading them from my heart for their success. And I just always tell them, I hope you see that. And I hope my team knows I love them to death. Like even on my bad days, even on my anxiety days, I adore every single person on my team. I feel so lucky that I have the team that I have. We are all so close and it's really an awesome thing.
Yeah, they're your family,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I love that. So, can you give us maybe 3 tips that you think are essential for a successful Plexus business?
Yeah. Um Show up every single day. And when I say show up, I don't mean just like make one post on social media. I mean, you have got to make your social media needs to be literally a brand in a sense, right? Like it is nonstop talking on your stories. Put your life in there, put Plexus in there, let people connect to you. Go and comment on people's stuff. Just interact with people outside of being like, you want to buy these products? Right? Like connection, make those connections. Um, so showing up daily, um, be coachable, be willing to learn things, be willing to be uncomfortable. I feel like the best growth happens in those super uncomfortable moments that maybe bring you to tears a little bit, but you're like after it,
Mm,
you're like, I'm so glad I did that, or I'm so, like something as simple as going live for somebody might be that moment, right? It's not easy for everybody to get on their stories. That was never hard for me, but for somebody that's debilitating, right? So get through that and understand that your uplines are not telling you to do that to make you feel uncomfortable. They're telling you to do that for growth and so you succeed. And a third one, mm, it's so hard because there's so many things, but I would probably say ha- have the belief so big about yourself. I don't care if you have to write it down. I don't care if I don't know. Some of my girls on my team like to print out what you can make at each level. Some of them like to print out. I mean, Deanna, one of my emeralds, will always tell her girls, like when they're having a down day, she'll be like, and this cracks me up every time. She'll be like, look in the mirror and give yourself a high five. And if you will smile instantly, like try it and try not to
yeah.
smile. And it's like, it's just little things like that. Believe in yourself, say you're going to do it because I used to get so mad when my leaders would be like, mindset. I'm like, mindset doesn't make you successful. How can mindset make me get orders? That's the dumbest thing I've ever. I would get like mad. And they were like, hey, well, you can't outperform your thoughts, right? If you guys don't follow Daniel G, he cusses a lot. If that makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but you cannot outperform your thoughts. So if you don't believe it, you don't think it, you don't say it out loud, and you don't have the confidence in yourself, you will never make it.
Absolutely. So, do you read?
Oh, I don't have time for that, but I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcasts?
Nope, nope. Mm-mm.
No, this is just you telling yourself
This
this,
is
and
yeah, I
that's
mean,
it.
reels. If somebody sends me some reels, we might send each other some videos. I need something quick. I don't have the brain power for listening to a podcast. I'm sure I would love it if I'm being honest, but I have too many voice memos going all day. I would never
Yeah.
there's no time. There's no time.
So your team is saying she does an amazing job considering how many people are on her team. Not sure how she manages all the incoming messages, but she's always responsive.
Oh, Amy, I love you.
Yeah. And even like when I reach out to you and I'm not on your team, you are very responsive. So I do appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open it up for any questions that you might have for Kinleigh while we have her. Just unmute and go for it.
Ken, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Can I ask you something? So my husband is in pharmaceutical, right? And he manages a huge team, like how, you're managing and everybody else is. He's a leader of his group. He goes into work from like, let's just say 7 to 5, 7 to 6. And like you said, with your husband, he worked for, you said, Walgreens, right? And he hated it and wanted him to quit, and so badly, like deep down inside, I'm like, just quit your job. Just quit your job. But he can't because, it's like he's like the main sole provider for the household. So that's very, very hard. So I'm like, what inspired you so much to say, just quit your job? Like, because obviously you have 2 incomes coming in, but how did you get to that point where you're like, okay, just quit, just quit?
Well, I think my husband is not, I'm very much like a free spirited, like, just quit. We'll live in a box. It's fine. Well, like, that's me. That's not him. He's the complete opposite, which is great, which I'm very lucky to have him. He ran every number, and we said, if I charge this much for a hair color, this much for a cut, this is how long it takes. Well, I had the option of amping up my work hours. Here's the thing. I've been doing hair in this town for 17 years. I can do as many heads of hair as my body allows, and people will come. It's amazing. I'm very fortunate. So I could up the amount of people that come to whatever I'm willing to work. And I knew that. So we knew, okay, here, let's crunch the numbers. Here's what, you know what I mean? We definitely didn't just like quit and let's just figure it out. We ran a lot of numbers for that.
I have a question whenever you're done, Heather. Are you good, Heather?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Kinleigh, can you hear me, babe?
Yep.
I have a question for you. So what is your best approach when you have somebody that jumps in and they go silver and then they just die out? And it's like they think that they're going to put 1 or 2 posts up and all of a sudden like this business is going to like blow up. And it's kind of like, I have probably, I don't even know, 10, 12 people that went silver, senior silver, and then they just go by the wayside.
So it takes a lot. So it takes a lot of showing up every single day for them. Are you messaging them every morning? Good morning, getting in there, hey. And then if they're not being responsive, if they're not doing the things you're suggesting, then for me personally, I mean, I don't have time the best way to say it is I don't have time to drag you. Okay. I'm not dragging anyone.
Right.
You're either coming and meeting me halfway and we're doing this together,
Mhm.
or it's not for you. Totally okay. So I will literally just go in there and I mean, be real with them and say, yeah, like Deanna said, bless and release. I will say, listen, I want this for you, but do you want it? And if you do want it, it is going to take a lot more than what you're doing. It is going to take you showing up every day. It is going to take you being a little bit more coachable. And give them ideas. A lot of my girls on my team, when they're newer, especially, like tasks. Like I give them like daily tasks. Like, okay, today get on your stories and talk about the business. Make one vulnerable post that connects with people, right? That's maybe not even Plexus related, but it's just, it's something that puts yourself out there a little bit. And while you're on your stories, do a couple things with your kids or your husband or your wife or your whatever, like get on your stories, do a few things, make yourself connectable. But first you need to find out from them, what do they want out of this?
Mm-hmm. And that's
And
what's so hard, because it's like you want it for them and you're
Right.
fully capable, but
Right. If they don't want it and you
Yeah.
figure out why, if they're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm this and that, there's nothing you need in life. You don't like vacations, you don't like money, you don't want nice things, you don't want a nicer house. If that's the case, then you know what? That's cool. Then you don't want to do it. But don't waste your time on people who are not willing to put in the effort too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else?
I had a question, and I'm
Jesse.
sorry if you spoke about this earlier. I was a little tardy joining. My daughter is 18 and she is at cosmetology school at this moment in time. If you had any words on how to incorporate your Plexus business with that, or if you spoke about that, I will go back and rewatch. So please don't
No,
think
I
that
did.
you have to.
Actually,
Okay.
I didn't really touch on that, which is a really great question and something that I feel like I need to like record a video or something because I do get asked this like a lot. And it is honestly, my sister's on here too. Deanna's on here. They're both hairstylists. Who else is on here that's a hairstylist? I'm sorry. I haven't like looked, but quite a few of my team members are hairstylists. I have like 6 or 7 of them. And it's very easy to intertwine and it's a very good career to do this with. And my best advice with that is always have some sort of pink drink or active in a clear bottle, something that they can see because they're going to ask. They're going to be like, what are you drinking? Like, what is that? Oh, it's my pink drink. Oh my gosh, it makes me feel so good. Just and feel comfortable talking about it. It can be intimidating in person. At first, I found it very intimidating in person when people would ask me like about Plexus. I'd be like, I'd like go brain dead. And it was like I didn't have my computer to kind of hide behind and be like have time to respond. It was like a very like they're like, so what is Plexus? I'm like, it's just a lot of stuff that makes you feel good. Just do it. Just do it. And so just start to get familiar with the products, comfortable with them, and just talk to people with confidence. I mean, I never am like, I'll sit and by the end of their appointment, they're like, that sounds amazing. And I'm like, if you want some samples, I'll grab some upstairs and, bring them down. I'll send them home with you if you want to try it out. If you like it or you want any more information, let me know. Sometimes I might just check back in with them. Sometimes I let them just come back to me. It just depends on the person, but it's very, very workable with being a hairstylist. So that'll be really good for her. Yep.
So there's something I forgot, Kinleigh. So your sister's on your team. So did you have a lot of support from your friends? And I mean, it looks like you do, but did you have any pushback or people that don't talk to you anymore because you're a weird Plexus girl?
Okay. I did not always have support from my family. My sister just signed up in August. Yeah. My sister just signed up in August. She's on here. I could even let her say a
Yeah.
couple things about what kind of stopped her. Ashley, are you comfortable doing that? She can't, she's never going to figure out how to unmute herself. Can you mute yourself, doofus? She figured it out.
She turned her video off. She knows how to do
Ashley, God bless. She
Okay. Sorry.
there she is.
I hate Zoom on my phone. It hates me. Anyway, I'm Kinleigh's older, much more stubborn sister. And I have to say that it took me a really long time to come around because I don't know if anyone on here has sisters or siblings, and somebody that you've grown up with that's your best friend. That sisterhood can be so awesome and so difficult at the same time. So it was like this stubborn part of me that I was a hairdresser, then Kinleigh was a hairdresser. I did influencer stuff. Then I felt like, okay, this is Kinleigh's thing. I don't want to do what Kinleigh's doing because it's her thing. Like, and she, oh my God, she did not give up on me. She did not give up on me. But like in true sister fashion, I felt like when she stepped back and I continued to watch her shine and watch her succeed and prove anybody that doubted it wrong, was when I looked at her one day out of my mom's and I said, I'm so sick of being in like chronic pain. Like I'm going to get emotional because I'm really proud of her. But I just looked at her and I was like, do you have anything for headaches? She just like looked at me like I had 4 heads, and her jaw dropped and she was almost like, are you pulling my leg? Like,
well,
what?
it was like a weird unspoken tension between us a little bit.
It was this like unspoken tension that was nobody's fault really other than my own like not understanding why like I felt like she loved Plexus more than me. And it was, and until you're involved in something that you're so passionate about, I realized she just had no time for anything. And I understand now because I want so much of what she has, and she treats me like, I'm a team member first before I'm her sister. So when the sisterhood comes in play, she's like, I don't do that. This is what I do for my team. And it's been probably the best thing for our relationship, because I've been in network marketing before, and I've never been with a company like Plexus that's set up for, if you have that determination and that stuff. And Kinleigh I think it takes a lot for the older sister to let the little sister lead. And she's so amazing and so capable that a lot of the things that she's taught you guys tonight, first off, she probably learned from me, but it's okay. No, these were all things she was so scared of. She was so scared of so much of the things that she's doing now, that it really should be inspiring to so many of you guys, because I think we get in our own heads. Because I was going to raise my hand for a question, Kinleigh. I was going to ask, like, I don't know if anybody, like, I have a large social media following, and I have a hard time connecting. I do hair as well, and I find that connection. I always get a client to leave with a product pack, because I feel like face to face, but I have countless people DM me and ask for, oh, what's this Plexus? And then I'll have a conversation, and then it's like I get ghosted. And so I don't know if there's tips for stranger interaction. Like, how do you deal with somebody you don't have that personal connection with?
I think that's actually a really good question. And I think that that's a common thing with somebody who has, like, Ashley has like 75,000 followers, you guys. Rainy Day James, if you want to follow her, she's so cute. I think sometimes it sucks, because I think it's going to take a little more time with those people. It could be like a month to get them to sign up, or 2 months, or because I think you need to slowly like build a connection. Oh yeah, this is my gut health products. Almost be more casual about it, and just be like, if you have any interest, let me know, blah, blah, blah. But then also, like, if they ghost you, whatever, go see if they posted a story, comment on their story. Oh my God, I love your nails, or oh my God, your hair looks so good today. Those things, like, that, you guys, this is going to sound really mean, and I swear I don't mean it mean. I don't care if you like somebody's shirt, go tell them you like their shirt. Okay. I'm telling you right now to just compliment people, interact with them. I've done it. Okay. I've gone and been like, girl, I love your shirt. Where'd you get it? I'm looking at this shirt. I'd never wear it. Okay. I don't really have great style. I dress like Adam Sandler. So I am nobody to say that, but I'm saying, like, it may never be something I'd actually wear. Okay. But you're going to need to get out of your shell a little bit and connect with people. Or, oh my gosh, that, like, okay, something I do a lot is I post the food that I cook, because I love eating, and I'll post a picture of my food. Do you know how many people are in my inbox asking me the recipe? Like 50. Do you know how many people are in my inbox asking about my pink drink? Like none. Okay. Then I make a connection from there. So it's a lot of building relationships, building connections, building up to that point where that person that may not have known you feels so connected to you, and so like, oh my God, are you my friend? Like, you just start to vibe, and you start to talk, and you start to, and it goes from there.
I love that. Thank you. Because I feel like sometimes I get a little eager, and
Yes.
and maybe I should play hard to get, just a little.
Play hard to get. Play hard to get.
I put it all out there.
Yes. You're getting thirsty. Calm down.
Thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
I'll try to figure this out. Hold on.
Oh, so embarrassing.
Stop. We're related. Guys, we're related.
Did you get it?
I'll just stop talking. It's fine.
Yeah, just the same spot it was in before.
It's like on my screen, it's like everybody's faces, and I have to touch it and it pops up.
No,
It's
scroll over. Scroll. Go like this. Swipe.
Oh, nope, I touched the top. It worked. Okay.
She is a hoot. I
something.
love this, that you guys are doing this together. So guys, y'all don't give up on your sisters, okay?
Don't give up. It
Don't give
took
up on your
me
sisters.
2.5 years to get her.
And she never took the products before that?
She tried when I first started, I was like, I bought her first pack, and I said, let's do this together. Let's go to the top together. And you all have had your people who have had a severe detox. We have really bad guts. Like, our family, we have some IBS, we have acid reflux, we have everything you can imagine. And instead, I think, and two, I'm not going to speak for her, but I think the combo of what her gut felt in those moments and her own brain being like, I'm not going to do this with Kinleigh. Because again, you guys, we are best friends. We are very close. We're only 2 years apart. We hung out in high school together. We both do hair, right? Like, but I think in her head, it was probably like, I don't want to do this with her. I want to do my own thing, you know? And I honestly think that was the best case scenario. I think she was meant to come do it at this time. I think it's better timing. I think emotionally for both of us, it's just a better, I don't know. I just think it's meant to be at this time. And so I think, yeah, never give up on your family, but I didn't like push her. She came to me. I mean, literally came to me. And no, I mean, my dad for a little bit, sold and did this with me, and he just didn't keep up. I mean, that outside of my dad though, until Ashley, like none of my family buys the products. None of my close friends buy the products. Well, I say that one of my best friends, if I was going for a big goal, I have a couple best friends that would be like, I'll purchase something to help you, you know, but no, I mean, I did this without like close friends and family. So you don't have to have those people. You can do it without them.
That's really important right there.
Yep.
It's really important because I think people just give up because they just say, well, my friends and family are not supporting me, so I'm not going to be able to do this.
They're the hardest ones to get. They're the
Yeah,
hardest
they
to
are.
get. I can find a
You are
stranger on
yeah.
Facebook and get them to buy way quicker than friends or family.
Yeah. Yep, that is so true. I think that Pixel 9 Pro XL had a question. Turquoise sweatshirt.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Your name's not on there. Pixel 9X.
Who is that? Turquoise sweatshirt.
I'm Mariah, and yes, and I'm on the team once removed. But if I close my eyes, both Ashley and Ken's sound exactly the same, so it's the same.
It's right.
But yeah, I'm the one that's not affiliated with Illinois in any way. I'm the one that's in Texas, and I'm in the military full time. So I resonated when you were talking about working the 60 plus hours and trying to build something when you didn't have a lot of time. And so I know you know my background, but I've got 2 kids and they're 4 hours away. And then I'm in this lovely RV Monday through Friday. And then working the hours that we have to work because we mobilize in 26. So this is our preparation year. So it's at least 12 hours a day every day. So did you find that it was easier for you during that time frame with your face-to-face connections, or the online after hours or before you started your day to talk, to connect with people and stuff like that? Or was it more during that time frame, your face-to-face clientele that kind of got you going?
That's a really great question. I actually I always say I'm not like Ashley. Like Ashley came in a little more confident than me because she's done network marketing. So for her, she's got people in her salon and she's like, boom, boom, this girl's buying, this girl's buying, this girl's buying. And that for me in the beginning, I was very timid with the face-to-face. I was very I wouldn't dare sign them up while they were there. That still makes my face feel warm right now thinking about it. I'd be like, no, I'll do it later behind the screen. I get really nervous. And so I think I'd be confident speaking about the products, but I wouldn't be like, you want to buy right now? I just let them go, you know? And then kind of circle back to them later, like a keyboard warrior. It was just easier for me to go in later for the kill, you know? So I think that I would say 90% of what I have built has been online. And I do think the after work time is when, and until almost midnight is when was my sweet spot, right? 6 p.m. to midnight is when most of my sales happened, when most of my conversations that led to business builders happened, when, because everybody's off work, everybody's laying around, everybody's doing, so for me, that is still one of the, my team is known for the late nights, right? We are just a late night team. It's my sweet spot. And now I do have, of course, I'm always on my phone throughout the day, but and I love my morning routine, checking in with all my team, getting tasks for the day, things like that. But when you're in the beginning phases and stuff, I think the moments of the pockets of time you have really, really just show up and show your RV and your life is so cool. Show that to people, they're going to connect to it. They're going to be like, that is so cool. You live in an RV. That's, you know what I mean? That's so cool that you have all these different things, you're in the military, you live in an RV, you like talk about that, connect with people, open up about who you are as a person, and then sprinkle plexus in there. You know what I mean?
Such good advice. Wow, Kinleigh, thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions before we let Kinleigh go? I know she has her own team meeting coming up. Any? Heather? Heather, you do? Unmute. Unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I just want to say something, like, I have loved you from like the time you stepped on stage. Like, I was like, Kinleigh is where it's at. You're so like real. I feel like I'm talking to like my sister.
You're
Like,
so sweet.
seriously, like you're the best. And you and your sister, what you just said, like I've tried for so long to get my sister-in-laws like to sign up, and then my best friend, they're like, no, like this is you, this is all you. And it's just been so hard because like they'll watch from the sidelines and they'll just hit love on everything. And then I'll like sprinkle a little bit, like you're saying, but it's still like, it's just a waiting game,
I mean,
But
you could always ask them like, hey, even if you don't want to do this, like if you'd make a post for me, it would mean the world. If you would
Yeah.
share my content, it would mean the world. You don't have to buy, you don't have to do, you know what I mean? Like there's things
Right.
that people can do to support you that don't involve them purchasing the products. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So keep showing them a vision that they can't turn down. Ashley got to see 2 years of me going on trips, building a
Mhm.
community, having this space, making great money.
Right.
For her to finally be like, wow, this is different. This is a different network marketing company. This isn't like the rest, you guys. This is not normal what we're able to make with this company. It's just not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And now you're going on all the trips, you guys too, together, right? You're going on leaders retreat. You're doing all the things.
Yep.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
fun. So fun.
I love it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kinleigh. This has really been such a good call. We really do appreciate you.
Of
I know
course.
that you're a very busy woman, but we will watch you rise to 15, 16, 17 star, whatever it may be. You're going to own Plexus. I'm not sure what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy.
They don't
It's
want
gonna
me
be
owning
crazy.
it.
I don't know, but
You're the
it's
best.
just amazing. I just love how real and authentic you are. I love what you bring to the table. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys are the
Yes,
best. Thanks for
yes.
having me.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll see you soon on the boat.
Okay.
All right.
See you
Good
on the
night,
boat.
guys.